Oh, looky here. Met up with a friend today, and he had this bike he wasn't using. Get a good look at everything, and I figured I'd have to pay a little money for it. Nope, he gave it to me. So I took him, his wife, and his kid out to eat for pizza. And, well, this thing's been sitting in his barn for a couple years. The tires are pretty much empty. It was disassembled, as you see here. The chain is rather rusticated, but we're gonna attend to that later. I've already purchased a new chain. They live reasonably close to to Columbia, Missouri. So since I was in Columbia, or I was near Columbia, I just went to a bike shop up there and bought a new chain, and just in case I needed them, I also bought new inner tubes. So I've already aired that tire up. It's holding air, and I'm getting ready to air this one up. So we'll see if this one holds some air. And then I gotta get the chain off and get rid of some WD-40. My understanding is kickstands are a unofficial no-no on a mountain bike, so I'll probably go ahead and take this off. It's just one more thing to add weight to it. Feels like it's got some weight to it too, so that's one way I can trim some weight from it. And hey, it's got a place for drinkage, so cool, I can put a cold one in there. I got both tires aired up, and I kind of oiled down everything with a little WD-40 to kind of get it working. I thought it might also make it easier to get the chain apart. I know it's not working, so it's the kind of thing, why fight it? We've got power tools. There we go, that worked. Chain's trash anyway, so who cares if it's just a little bit more screwed up. Where that belongs. Oh, after, let's see here, breaking my old chain tool, buying another one and having it break in almost the same fashion. But the one that I just bought was enough to get me through to get the chain links removed and down to size, so hopefully it's been a long time since I've done this chain, so I hope I got it right. Hey Matt, this part right here is for you. Well, the 6 is working. Matt, I wonder, I'm probably totally obscuring what's going on here, but like I said, Matt, this is for you. Oh, it goes all the way through. Alright, Matt. There. Does that make you feel better? Kickstand is gone. Well, the Schwinn survived its maiden voyage. The chain was skipping, and I came back and found that the link pin that I drove in, I didn't get in quite far enough in, so I grabbed the chain repair tool that broke and was able to drive it on in, and the problem went away. This thing rides smooth. It rides how I recall the blue bike riding when I first got it. Let's see here. So what else do I need to point out on this bike? Probably may want a little better seat at some point, but this is doing the job for right now. If I get desperate, I can take the one off the blue bike. However, I really would rather not do that for reasons you'll see here in a minute. And yeah, I'm going to show how bad the blue bike has gotten into. So, this handlebar on this Schwinn is much wider than the or it's probably only like an inch or two, but it feels miles wider than the handlebar on the blue bike, which I'll show here in a second. But if I remember right, this is an aluminum frame, so that should save me a little bit of weight, whereas the blue bike is steel. The Schwinn is still pretty dirty, and next time I have the power washer out, I'm gonna just power wash it down with some soap and water and just get it all cleaned up, and then hit all the hardware that's showing signs of rust with some oh, I wonder what that is. Looks like just some black marks, probably from, I don't know, hopefully it's just black marks from the tires rubbing against it or something. Wash it all off and make it pretty, because like I said, this was in I mean, it wasn't in an old wooden falling apart barn. It was a, you know, a large metal shed, but it's almost big enough to call a barn. But anyway, let's go over and show the blue bike here in the messy basement of doom. It's amazing, but what you may or may not know is the previous, hold on, there we go, the previous owner of this bike felt the need to sandblast it and paint it. Well, the paint obviously did not stick very well, so it's been coming off, and all the paint coming off and the rust is how this earned the name the big blue piece of junk. And if you don't know where I got that inspiration, then you need to subscribe to YouTube's best channel. So basically, that's what's going on there. The plan is, and since I've got the green bike, I can take my time at this, but to tear the blue bike down, naked frame, get it sandblasted and powder coated. Now for a ADHD detour. Up here, oh God, come on, let's get it under the light here. This right here is the fork off the bike originally, and right there, it's a little lighter on camera than it looks in person, but that's the original color blue that was originally on the bike. The bike was originally this color blue and yellow. I thought it looked awesome. Why the previous owner didn't like it, I don't know. But I'm just going to take this fork down and say, match it as close as you can to this blue. Alright, end of ADHD moment. That works. So yeah, you can see that this this originally was a GT Timberline, and but it's a nice bike. It was in its day. It's got a lot of miles on it. I've ridden the tar out of it, and the fact that it's still even going is a surprise. And you can see it's pretty dirty itself from being on the Katy Trail. So, well, I bought this seat a few years ago, and, well, since I routinely ride it to work, it's left out in the sun, and the gel started oozing out. Well, that's no good, so you can see it's been taped to keep the gel off my butt. The blue bike has this, little more narrow handlebar. I really like this handlebar, and getting the ride with this handlebar again, there'll be an incentive to get the blue bike going again, because I don't like the wider one on the green one as well. The shorter handlebar gives it almost feels like you're riding a crotch rocket or something, though I've never ridden one of those, though I'd love to at some point. But the hand grips are covered in painter's tape because, well, the rubber started breaking down, I'm sure from UV, and it just got sticky. So I first covered it in electrical tape, but then the tape that would get splits in it, so then I covered it in painter's tape, and that seemed to have worked. So this thing has had too many redneck repairs on it. One upgrade I did a couple years ago is an upgrade to a disc brake on the front. This being from the early to mid 90s doesn't have provisions for disc brake on the rear though. But at least I had it up front. And I'm not sure if it was that big of an upgrade, but I really like it. I'd wear brake pads on this thing out like crazy though. So, and I'm sure that a disc brake pad is probably getting down to need it. And again, since I have it apart, I may very well change it whether it needs it or not. The rear cassette's definitely being changed. The shifter seems to be okay, so I won't change that unless I find another problem. The jockey gears are somewhere in the neighborhood of, well, you can see that right there. They're in the neighborhood of shot. And these gears up here aren't much better. These are also in pretty sad shape. Get a good look at these gears. Yeah, there's a tooth missing there, so I need to either get a new crank set or just get me a new set of gears. I'm not sure if I can, but if I can get a new set of gears, that'd be great, because there seems to be nothing wrong with this crank set. Oh, I was gonna... Yeah, now it's hitting the concrete. So let's see here. What else do I need to do to this bike? That's pretty much it. Just replace the drivetrain and powder coat it, and replace the seat, replace the hand grips. That electrical tape's there because I used to clip my garage door opener on right there and it started scratching it, so I just wrapped electrical tape around it so that way I could so that way it wouldn't scratch it up anymore. And now I've got the password or the passcode on my garage door opener, so I don't need it. The little cap down there fell off. However, so hopefully I'll be able to find a replacement, because these shifters don't seem to have any issues. And while I haven't decided if I'm gonna take this apart or not, I am considering, while I mostly want to do it myself, there is a small chance I may just go ahead and have a bike shop that I trust tear it down, so that way they can see any issues that I may be missing and that I might want to replace. Like if they find that, you know, this is shot or something. Though it seems to turn easily, so I don't think there's a problem there. But if I do it myself, I probably would find it advantageous to do videos along the way and have various bike experts like Shadow Rider 460 and my friend Matt can watch it and see it, point out any issues as they come along. So anyway, this is Tuesday night. You're probably not going to see this video till at least Thursday. So anyway, I need to bring the green bike in. I need to bring the truck in. I need to take a shower, take a shizzle, and go to bed.